The China Report for Friday, March 1, 2013. China's universities linked to cyber spying. In the past 5 years, China has opened 10 university computer security academies that specialize in cyber research, says the Science magazine report by international editor Richard Stone. Chinese universities publish computer espionage research in the open scientific literature, including one 2009 report outlining how to mount an effective attack on the U.S. power grid. Such schools have hosted hiring fairs for People's Liberation Army units, which have been linked to hundreds of hacking successes against U.S. industries and government agencies recently by outside analysts. One of the universities suspected is Shanghai's Jiaotong University, which is a top school for computer sciences. China's manufacturing growth falls to 5-month low. China's manufacturing grew at its weakest rate in 5 months in February as demand faltered and factories shut down for the Lunar New Year holiday, 2 surveys showed Friday. An industry group, the China Federation of Logistics and Purchasing, said its purchasing managers index declined to 50.1, down 0.3 points from January, on a 100-point scale on which numbers above 50 show an expansion in activity. A separate index by HSBC Corporation fell to 50.4 from January's 52.3. China's economic growth rebounded to 7.9% in the final quarter of last year following its deepest slowdown since the 2008 global crisis. But analysts warn the recovery will be weak and gradual, and growth could be vulnerable if trade or investment weakens. China's legions of housing slaves. Property prices on the mainland have almost tripled since China's leadership began a push to encourage homeownership in 1998. That's when Premier Zhu Rongji allowed residents in state-owned housing developments in urban centers to purchase their dwellings. The idea of buying a property with borrowed money didn't become popular until several years later, when prices in major cities began to skyrocket. Unlike the U.S., where millions of home borrowers fell behind on their payments or stopped paying their loans altogether when the economy slumped, mainland banks report no such problems. At China Construction Bank, the nation's biggest housing lender, the bad loan ratio on personal mortgages stood at 0.2% as of June 30, unchanged from the end of 2011. That may be because Chinese buyers typically make large down payments and so are less likely to risk foreclosure. Accurate numbers, or clever statistics? You decide. China tries saving electric car market. The Chinese government is trying to protect its ailing electric vehicle market by agreeing Thursday to extend subsidies to the industry. China will subsidize electric vehicles sold in 25 cities, expanding from the current 5 cities, and adopt a unified national subsidy standard, the 21st Century Business Herald reported on Wednesday, citing China Association of Automobile Manufacturers. Despite huge discounts, Chinese car buyers are not all that interested in electric cars. Some think that the status symbol of more expensive conventional cars are one reason why. China accuses Japan of escalating tensions over disputed islands. China accused Japan on Thursday of escalating the maritime tensions in their relationship by harassing Chinese ships, continuing a succession of tit-for-tat accusations that reflect increasing distrust between the two countries. A spokesman for the Chinese Ministry of National Defense, Zhang Yanzheng, made the accusations on the same day that the Japanese Prime Minister, Shinzo Abe, likened recent intrusions by Chinese ships into Japanese-controlled waters near contested islands to Argentina's 1982 invasion of the Falkland Islands, which set off a brief war with Britain. Tensions over the East China Sea Islands has risen in past weeks. Never before has there been such a cold war of words over such a small area of disputed land. That's the China Report for today. Zaijian.